Shalom, shalom. I want to start by giving all praises, glory, and honor to the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakadash. My name is Brother the Pop for the Cat Prophets in Babylon, down here in Tampa Bay, Florida. And I want to give double honors to elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful light and the ones listening in. And I want to get into a quick lesson. As you see it on the screen, all right, you have a Jake man, all right, with an Edomite woman, all right. And more so, the background of this is, this Edomite woman was trying to set up Jake. All right, as you see in the brother caption, Abar Yahweh the 7, it says Edomite woman almost set up Jake for quote unquote get out part 2. All right. And I'm gonna go a little into the background and the context of it. All right. I'm gonna bring these messages out and everything. And I'm gonna drop some scriptures, man. All right. And Lord willing, Yakim, Yakwath, all right, are edified, because a lot of Jake, all right, and a lot of these stories don't come out, but a lot of these Jakes be falling to these damn Shedamites, all right, that set them up, or these devils that will set them up, all right, and you never hear from them again, all right, but ultimately it'll be because of reasons like this, all right. But I'm gonna read, these messages. I guess this is between her and the guy, the Jake. And it says, her name's Kathy. It says, I definitely enjoyed our night out, but I don't think my parents can find out about us. Same here, and why? They despise black guys. My last black boyfriend, let's just say it didn't go well. They literally set him up to be put in jail for life for something he didn't even do. Google blank Wellington. I really like you, but I don't want anything to happen to you. All right, so this woman's already warning him. All right, that her people don't even like black people. They don't like Jake. All right, that should have been your first sign there. But Jake always want to be sottish, retarded. This guy continues on. He says, I like you too, and yeah, that's crazy. I went to school with him. Maybe if you sat down and had a conversation with them, they'll loosen up. Think they would down for dinner? I think he said they would be down for dinner. But it says, I'll ask, LOL, because I really like you. I will not lose you. I don't want to lose you either. Mom and stepdad said they would be down to meet you for lunch this evening. That's cool. All right, so it says on a dinner date with her brain surgeon parents, kind of nervous. All right. Now, this is the guy going through her phone messages with her parents. As it says, this is the mother texting. It says, he seems well put together, but it's something about him me and Jeff don't approve of. He seems like he would be good around the house for things we need, but not for a relationship. Basically saying, serving them, which what Esau really, wants. All right. It says, they really want to go back to the times where Jake, were in the fields. All right. It says, try to convince him to start working for us. And once we take a trip to the mountains this summer, well, the rest. It says, Mom, I really like him. Can I at least keep him? He's very sweet. It says, not at all. Dating a black guy in the South, especially Mississippi, is not recommended. All right, and Mississippi is known for its racism, man. All right, the sundown towns and all these different things, So these people were racist, man. All right, they didn't like Jake, and really that's just who they are. You can't really blame them. That's Esau. That's their origin. All right, they hated Jake from the beginning. It's just this Jake that was so damn dumb. All right, that put himself in this predicament in the first place. It says, do as you're instructed, please. You'll find someone better. She says, okay, I'll let him know that Jeff is hiring for work around the house. Then and we will go from there. By the way, he thinks y'all are really nice people. LOL. Good. We need him to continue thinking that. And then he goes on and says, Kevante, Devon, this guy literally has a Jake name. It says, so this is why I stopped dating outside my race. I would have been good and set up. It says, and to this day, she still don't know that I saw the messages in her phone because I left afterwards and never said nothing else about it. Be careful out here, especially in Mississippi. All right. So, when is Jake gonna understand, man? When is Jake gonna, really understand that these are not your friends, bro? Esau Edom is looking to, to destroy you, to take you out, all right, to kill you, all right, and Jake won't understand that until it gets to that point. Well, in his situation, he had, sort of mercy, all right, because he's able to see those messages before then, all right, before anything happened. But like I said, over there in Mississippi, it's very bad, man. All right, it's very bad over there in Mississippi. That's where a lot of that, lynching goes on at. All right, but it brings me to here in Sirach 12 and verse 10. It says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So Esau, Edom is our enemy, man. All right. Esau, Edom is our enemy, and they will continue, to be our enemy, forever, ultimately. All right, until they are what's the word? Extinct, from the face of the earth. All right, they will continue to be our enemy. That's why the scripture tells you to never trust thy enemy, because he's our enemy for a reason. It says, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. All right, so these devils will show their horns and they will show who they really are, but they will come at you with that sweet talk. All right, those nice things. Now, her parents was pretty, wealthy, of course. All right, so they was trying to hire Jake for work. All right, his simple ass would have probably went there for work, actually. All right, if he didn't see those messages, he would have probably actually started working for them. They probably would have been paying him a little bit good, probably more than his actual job. Scripture says, if he doeth good, he doeth unwillingly. All right, so ultimately, that money that they was trying to give him, have him work for him, money they was trying to give him is ultimately just to lead him deeper and deeper down to the point where it got to the summertime and they can lead him out into the mountains and ultimately, take him out. All right. They said, well, the rest, which, we all know the rest. We all know the rest, see those messages. We all fully understand what they were going to do to that Jake, man. All right. So that's why we say, these devils are not your friends, bro. All right. We came here on slave ships. We came here as slaves, bro. And Jake's starting to get comfortable to the point they forget. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, they always calling you brother. Go around you, hey, brother, and ultimately, all right, they look at you as less than an animal. All right. They look at you as, someone that's inferior to them, but they want to, give you that brother title to make it seem like they see you as on equal terms as them. But really they hate you. Really they hate Jake. All right, it says, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. His rust hath not altogether been wiped away, man. It's still a wicked ass nation, man. It's still some wicked ass niggas, man. All right. Though they come to you all humble and nice and sweet talk and sweet language and sweet words and words smoother than butter, but war is in his heart. All right. Though they come to you with that, ultimately you got to understand that these devils are not for you, man. They can tell you they love you all they want, but ultimately, if they had the chance, they will take you down, man. All right. It says, set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, He stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. All right, so don't be cool with these damn Edomites, man. All right, you know, and even with dealing with they woman. All right, be cautious with it, bro. Be circumspect. All right, a lot of those women, they do the same thing that woman was doing, man. All right, trying to set you up. All right, get information out of you and all these different type of things. All right, not saying brothers, all right, would fall for it, but I'm just saying, man, we got to stay circumspect out here, knowing and understanding who we are dealing with. Mainly for the younger brother. Understand and know who you're dealing with. The Lord ain't just going to give you away to these damn Edomites, like that, in that type of way. All right? But at the end of the day, you still got to be wise, man. All right? As long as you're doing good in the Lord's eyes, you're going to be straight. All right? But the Lord might just have to let you go through something for a lesson to know not to trust these devils, man. All right? So that's why our scripture tells you, it says, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. Don't let him sit at your right hand. Don't let him get too close to you. Don't get too comfortable with these devils, man. At the end of the day, they gotta pay for what they did. All right, and they still doing things behind closed doors that you don't know about. All right, she said that they put another guy in jail, all right, for life, and she probably was just saying that to sugar it up, but they probably killed that guy too. He probably dead, really dead, man. All right, and dude probably looked him up, and that was probably just an old mug shot when he probably did go to jail or something. You never know with these devils anymore, bro. You just never know, man. All right? Or he probably never even seen a mug shot of this dude. He probably just seen a picture of him on social media when he looked him up. But he never seen, any evidence of that he actually went to jail. These are the things you got to think of, bro. This is what you got to, like, because these devils are deceiving, conniving, all right? They're wicked. It said, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with the serpent, or any such as come nigh to wild beasts? So at the end of the day, that dude did get judged like that, bro. We wouldn't pity him because, it's Esau, Edom, bro. We've been telling Jake this for the longest. Stop trusting these devils, man. All right? Call all y'all about Shah is 414, 144. But stop trusting these devils, bro. They don't have your best interest. All right? They don't want to, see you with their daughter. Okay? Honestly, they feel like it's disrespect once they see their daughter getting with a Jake man. All right, she keep bringing Jake man to them, and they starting to get to the point where they loving it, so they can just do what they want with that Jake, and no one will ever see him again. It says, who pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? These devils are beasts, man. They're savages, All right. And this is just example, because whoever who will really pity, or show sympathy or sympathize for somebody that was playing with a serpent, or going near and playing with them actual wild beast. All right, ultimately you're gonna get killed. All right, but it's the same thing with Esau, Edom. All right, you play around with them, you get too comfortable with them, you start to be cool with them. Ultimately, they're going to, lead you unto your destruction, man. All right. It says, so one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him and his sins, who will pity him? All right. But actually, yeah. Let me go down to here. Jump down to verse 16. It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. So at that dinner, they was probably Say all the right things, all the nice things, all the things he would like, all the things that make them seem like they really like him. That's why he was telling her that. Oh, your people are really nice. Your people are really kind. All right. And she was like, let him continue thinking that. All right. Because in their hearts and their minds, they were imagining how to throw him in a pit, what to do with him, what to do with his body, where to go to kill this dude, man. All right. It says he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. So he may weep with his eyes, he may cry with you, he may sympathize you for probably things you go happen in your life or anything like that. But he will not be satisfied with just blood. All right, if he find opportunity. All right. Once the devil find opportunity, he will take it. That's why they try to have this dude working for them, and the whole time he working for them. They planning out his the way they're gonna take him out. So he's gonna serve all them hours, cleaning around their house and serving them as a damn slave. All right, then they're gonna go in and take him out. All right. It says, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. All right, so if adversity come upon you, you gonna see these devils there first. They gonna be there, giving you all the words of encouragement, all the things you want to hear. All right, talking to you with their sweet lips and their they sweet lies. All right, trying to make you feel better and comfortable, but ultimately, this is them getting their chance to having you trust them. That's what these devils do. They allow you to trust them. They say these things. They give you fair greetings so you can trust them. They call you brother so you can trust them. All right, and then ultimately later down the line, all right, if they prolong it too long, all right, before they can they can finish out their agenda, you might start seeing them start calling you the N word. Start calling you a nigga. All right. And all these different things you're going to see like, damn, bro, like, what the fuck? You're really the devil, bro. You're really Satan. All right. And their horns are going to show. It says he will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. So that's what these devils do. They will change their whole countenance up. They will shake their hand. They will shake their head, clap his hands, whisper a lot. All right. Just for you to trust them. All right. So they can overtake you. All right. Let me see. Your adversary. The devil. This is a good one too. This is, I want to get in the Blue Letter Bible. What did it say first? First Peter's 5:8. First Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, vigilant." So because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. All right. And the NLT says, "Stay alert." All right, stay alert. Watch out for your great enemy, which is Esau, Edom. So you have to stay alert. You have to understand these devils are it's devils, man. They're devils. All right, we came here as their enemies. All right, and there's no way they're going to sit there and allow us to continue to live around them as people, as their brothers, so called, or friends, so called. All right, it's gonna get to the point where these devils are gonna start showing their horns, man. So you gotta stay alert. You gotta see what's going on. You gotta keep on watch. Scripture says, "Be circumspect, man." All right. Now this Jake particularly, he doesn't really know the scriptures like that. He don't really understand anything. He's sottish. He's retarded, man. From the first message of her saying that her people, sent a guy to prison for life. That would have been my out. That would have been my goal. I'm about, okay, cool. You stay over there, and they right. You shouldn't be around me. They don't like me. All right. It says, stay alert. Watch out for your great enemy, the devil. He prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. So he prowls around, like a roaring lion, looking and waiting for somebody to devour. So they would use their daughters, all right? Use different things to allow you to, get close to them and trust them and like them. That's why she said, oh yeah, let him keep thinking that. Let him keep thinking we're kind. Let him keep thinking we're straight. All right? So once the time to strike, it would take him off guard. All right? And that's what that's how these devils are cunning hunters, man. All right? They don't just hunt animals, they hunt you niggas too, man. And it's going to be a big hunt in Jacob's trouble. When all hell really do break loose, they're going to be hunting for niggas, man. All right? It says, actually. Yeah, that was it on that. And I'm going to get this real quick. Smoother than butter. All right. I'm getting my Blue Letter Bible. Psalms 55 verse 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. All right. And the NLT says his words are as smooth as butter, but his heart is war. His words are soothing as lotion, but underneath are daggers. All right. So, amen. These devils, they tell you the words you want to hear, the things you like to hear. And Jake loved to fall for it. Jake loved to hear those sweet lies. All right. And ultimately, war was in his heart. To destroy you, to shed your blood was in his heart, was in Esau's mind. All right. How he's going to take you out. All right. Like I said, this is over there in Mississippi, man. People are getting lynched there, countless of times. I've been lynched there countless of times, man. All right. So, hey, man, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect and the ones listening in. I just want to get, into a quick lesson on that. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kakadash. Once again, double honor to elders and apostles, a great milestone who teach you a while. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom, Akim.